Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it. He got it! There he goes! The 6 or the 10 to 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 18 of the Buds Mafia podcast. Disappointing loss last night, still feeling it, but still in a good spot. We'll talk about that later. I know, Jackson, you're battling the elements. You're still under the weather. How was your weekend? What'd you do? What'd you get for Mother's Day?
Yeah, I feel better. Last week sucked. That's why, Monday night was where it kind of hit me. After the podcast, I told you I felt horrible. I was I had no energy. I thought I was hungry. Went over to Taylor's parents for dinner. And, just sitting there, and I was, on the couch. I almost fell asleep before the game even started. Then the game starts, and I was fuck, I feel like shit. So I left during the second period, and I got back here. And I was sweet. They're up fucking 4-1, whatever. I'm just going to chill in bed, fall asleep watching the game. As soon as I close my eyes, they score a goal. And I was fuck. I close my eyes again, they score a goal. I was fuck. So now I have to stay up. But weekend was good. Friday night, and this is a story I wanted to tell you. Go out for a beer with one of my coworkers after work. Get home. Feeling better. I'm not feeling great, but I'm feeling better. Stop at the LCBO on the way over. Taylor and I went over and had dinner with my brother, cook up some steaks. And, dude, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was I was just tired from the week and I felt like shit or whatever, but I swear to God, I had 4 drinks, and I was delirious, blackout drunk. Delirious. I fell asleep during the third period on the couch, and Taylor and Kevin kept trying to react like there was a goal or something, and I didn't wake up. And the moment I woke up was the moment Marchand scored the fucking winner,
Right.
And I went straight to bed. But Taylor starts talking about how ice cream would be really good, and I was pretty drunk / tired. I was oh, I'm pretty sure McDonald's has a cotton candy McFlurry or whatever. She's oh, that sounds great. Then she didn't want to get it, and so I went on my phone and I see that McDonald's has buy one get one for Big Mac, McChicken, McDouble.
Oh, I got a story about that for you as well. I saw that,
dude. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching it. I'm ordering stuff on my phone. I'm I got a Big Mac, buy one get one. I got a McDouble, buy one get one, and a McChicken, buy one get one. I got 6 sandwiches. Food shows up. Giant bag. I start pulling out all the sandwiches. Taylor looks at me. She goes, "Where's the ice cream?" I go, "Oops." I forgot.
I got you a Big Mac instead.
Dude, I crushed the Big Mac. I crushed one Big Mac, one McChicken, one McDouble, and a thing of fries, and that's when I fell asleep. And I ate the steaks my brother bought were that thick.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Mother's Day was good.
Trust me, I saw that Uber Eats deal. Me and Caitlin definitely dabbled on that Saturday as well.
Yeah. Mother's Day was good. Went over, had lunch with Taylor's parents. Went over to my parents for a little bit, and then came back and watched the game here. And it was just horrible. Horrible way to end Mother's Day. The boys obviously don't care about their mothers.
They don't. They never did.
How was your week?
Yeah. Friday didn't do anything. I stick to my ritual. I stayed home. But I think I ruined it because I've said all the time, I'm very superstitious. I do the same. The last few times, all the times they've won, I've done the exact same thing. Parents, siblings, they've all done the exact same thing. After the first period of game 3, we were on the Friday, we were up 3-1, I'm pretty sure. Or at some point, I was okay, it's still Friday, and Kayla's going to come over after the game. I'm going to have a beer. And I started drinking. And that's when the downfall just spiraled. And that's when they started losing, and the thing didn't going well. I made Caitlin stay at home till 11 o'clock to come over because I didn't trust her to be there for the game. Because if she was there and Marchand scored the winner, I would have blamed it on her and sent her home.
Yeah.
But no, tough loss. It was a great day, though. It was basically 3 of our friends' birthdays. Chris's birthday was on Friday. We've mentioned Chris before in this. He's one of our good friends, one of the best golfers we know. It was my good friend Matt's birthday. His birthday was actually on Saturday. And it was our friend Ben Wilson's birthday, whose birthday was last weekend. So we're basically celebrating all 3 of their birthdays, which was a lot of fun. Got to Toronto around noon. And then just drank, hung out all day. Played some bets. Went out late at night. Chris came after his rugby game. We went to this club that Erica found. Watched the Edmonton game. We'll talk about that. Then the way home, me, Caitlin, and Owen Ubered home, which the three of us have done multiple times from Toronto. Because if you spend an Uber home from Toronto, it's like $80 between three people. I'd rather do that than get a train and the time you save. I'd rather just do that. And I've always been scared because a lot of times Owen has just puked in the back of the Uber multiple times. It's happened twice where he's opened the window on the highway, leaned over, puked outside, closed the window, and no one said a word. And Uber driver never found out. Which, sure. And then this time, he sat in the front. I ordered the Uber. I was scared, but we were fine. Me and Caitlin had dinner at like 5, so we were hungry. It's like 2:30 a.m. Okay, we need food now. And this is where, okay, I don't feel guilty about this. And then we saw the 2-for-1 deal. And I was like, okay, like, oh, baby. So I love McCrispies. I think they're one of the best in the game. I got 2 McCrispies. Well, we'll buy one, get one. And I ordered 2 10-piece McNuggets. And though I destroyed all of it, like not a lick of crumbs left.
So bad, but 6 sandwiches was tough. Look.
6 sandwiches is a joke. That's crazy.
I didn't eat them all.
Yeah,
but
there wasn't a crumb left. It was so good. I love the McCrispy. They're so good. And yeah, Mother's Day was very tough. We had a brunch at like 11 a.m. in my aunt's house. That was a battle getting up for that. And then just laid in bed and watched the sports and the other stuff all day. But yeah, definitely wasn't the best. Fun-wise, the weekend was awesome, but definitely the Buds didn't show up for the boys. But hey, if you told me before last podcast that we'd be 2-2 heading home game 5, I would have taken that all day. If you said we would have won the first 2 games at home, I'll take that all day. It sucks we lost 2 in a row, but you don't have to worry until you lose at home. So now the boys got to put up or shut up. Game 5. I say we get right into it. We have a lot to talk about. The last time we talked, there was no second round games. I don't think that started. I think Toronto was the first one. So we got to break down all of that. So Toronto, Florida, game 1 was a hell of a game. It looked like it's 4-1 at one point. They dominated at times. Power play was clicking. Just everything was clicking. And it runs into Stolarz, which, again, I feel like we're fairly reasonable Leaf fans. I didn't think it was bad at all. People thought he should have been suspended. I thought you're fucking nuts if you think Bennett should have been suspended for that. I hate him to death. Obviously 4 Nations, he did everything, but that was not suspendable worthy. I don't care what you say.
I was so surprised, like, people were, like, up in arms, like, losing their minds, and I was sitting there, and I was like, man, if you go back to the first period or second period, like, Stolarz takes a puck straight to the dome.
Though, like, a 90-mile-per-hour, like, slap her wrist shot, and, like, yeah, was the Bennett collision, which it was barely, like, if you look at it full speed, he glided into him. It was not that bad. Did it trigger it more from the previous incident? Sure, but I'm sure any tap to the head would have triggered that. And when you puke right after getting hit in the head, that's not a good sign.
No, and you could tell, too, like, he was going over the bench, he was talking to Wall. Like, he had to have had, like, it was just, I think it was matter of fact that he was going to be taken out of the game. Like, they have concussion spotters and everything now anyway. Like, he still played great, but, like, I didn't find it egregious. And, like,
I didn't find it at all.
Like, considering some of the other stuff that's happened in these playoffs, like, I didn't find that hit egregious.
Not at all. If it wasn't Bennett, they'd probably, if it was fucking, like, Barkov, I doubt they'd give a shit, because Barkov's a pretty clean player. So I didn't think it was bad. Again, I hate Bennett as a Leafs fan, but...
If it was Marchand, I might have changed my tune.
Yeah, I would change my tone. But yeah, no, I don't think it was that bad. Wall came in. I can't remember the goals too well, but I don't think they're... Even though Wolves let in, you could say, a lot of goals in the last 3.5 games, a lot haven't really been his fault. They've had some really greasy tips. The fourth goal in Game 3, he definitely should have had when Nosek just walked in and scored like your fourth-line center. But a lot of the goals, like, Marchand deflect, like his overtime goal went off 2 different guys. Riley scoring his own net in Game 3. We'll get to that, but I don't know. I don't think he played that bad. But yeah, and then we closed out the win there in Game 1. Nyes had that sick breakaway. Was that Game 1 or Game 2? Nyes breakaway.
That was Game 2.
That was Game 2 because we blew the lead again. Then Game 2, Wolves started. Again, he let in like 3 or 4 goals, but I think only one of them maybe he should have had. That defenseman walked in and ripped it. But they had Jake Allen on the Sportsnet, and he said, like, honestly, that was a pretty sick shot. And, yeah, I want to talk about the fucking embellishment call in Game 2. Again, Leafs fans and even Biz agree with the call. Where is the embellishment? I do not see. A buddy gets people are like, oh, he threw a stick in the air, all this. He got leveled from behind. Yeah, Lawton definitely laid up a little bit. He laid up a bit and it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But the fact that after seeing that hit, I'm sitting beside my dad, saw that hit, saw everything because there was a big fight afterwards. I think Lawton and Schmidt or Lawton and someone fought. Then like the ref goes to it, like, oh, 5-on-5. I'm like, 5-on-5? We just killed your player from behind. And I was okay with it, but I did not understand the embellishment whatsoever.
Did you hear? I can't remember who did Lawton hit. Who was the hit on?
Rodriguez.
Yeah. Did you hear him afterwards? He's like, I thought it was like 2 coincidental roughing penalties. Like, I didn't find out until after the game that it was embellishment.
But like in refs too, or like the fans too, they're like, oh, but he left the game and came back right after. But it's like, yeah, but the ref made the call right then and there. Like he had embellishment. He's not like, oh, like he's leaving. Oh, he's gonna come back. They don't call embellishment based off that. At least I don't think they do. So yeah, I mean, hey, we'll take that.
We'll take it.
We'll take those. But that was crazy embellishment call. Buddy gets wrecked from behind.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was Game 2. Came out the win there. Wall definitely. I think in the big moments he's made some big saves. I think he's led some squeakers early on in Game 1 and 2. Yeah, yesterday was amazing. That was a game where I thought we were gonna have an actual comeback. Because if you remember our series back in Tampa 2 years ago, they outplayed us quite a bit, but late minutes we would find a way to score. No, I just couldn't get it done. But we'll briefly talk about Game 3. That's the one that got away. I really think we should have gotten that one. 2 goals early, Nyes, then Tavares. They get one back, the Reinhardt goal, which barely squeaked in. Or was that Game 3? Whatever. But then 3-1, I was like, oh my God, we are just answering. We're playing great. And then this disaster. Again, a lot of goals, just double deflections. Riley pokes it in. Nosek walks down and rips it. Or not even rips it, just walk your fourth line center. The guy where Paul Maurice made completely rechanged that fourth line, brought in the 3 gooniest goons you have in Gadjevich, Greer, and Nosek more of it's like a defensive center. And yeah, I mean, we made a great job of Riley scored late to tie it. But then Nylander breakaway, he was so gassed near the end, and they were just cycling, and I'm like, this can't be good. And of course, yeah, go ahead.
I'll go hand up on Game 3. I felt sick. I'll go hand up. It got away from me. I was tired from the week. Dude, like Friday hit, and I was so pumped for the Leafs game, and I woke up Friday morning, and I was like, fuck. I feel like a bag of shit. I don't want to go to work. And then I battled through work, and immediately work ends, and my one coworker looks at me, and he's like, judge and jury, I'll go. I went for a beer, and then I get home, and then we go over to fucking my parents' house. And I was just sitting there, and I fell asleep, and literally I woke up as Marchand scored. So I'll go hand up on that. Game 3's on me.
And now we know what the reason is. Yeah, that's when they got away. I mean, you can't expect to go 3-up on the defending champion. That's what they do. They come back. They find ways to win. I honestly don't. I felt bad. Keelan came over. We wanted to watch the show. She came to talk to me, and she came over on 10:30, 11 after the game, and we went to bed at like 1 because we watched 2 episodes of our show. I think we might have said 5 things to one another. I barely talked. I was so upset. If it wasn't Marchand, I probably would have been more okay with it. He's probably been their best player. Like it's crazy on him shorthanded. He always finds a way to go on the left side and just go forehand back in on either, most of the time it's Riley, and make a move shorthanded. He's one of the best PKers, like, shorthanded I've ever seen.
It was ridiculous. And, like, yeah. To go 3-up would have been crazy. Like, 2-1. I had an okay feeling about last night. And then I looked at Taylor right before the game started. And Taylor goes, how do you feel? And I go, I feel fucking sick to my stomach. And I had a horrible feeling we were going to get blown out. I had the worst feeling in the world. I was like, I feel like we're going to get steamrolled 5-0.
Yeah.
And then the first period, I was sitting there and I was like, oh.
The fact that it was only 1-0 after the first, I was like, we'll take this all day. The shots were insane. It was like 19-3 or something like that. 4 penalties. And by the way, at least those were all deserving penalties. I can't remember Domi's in the first period, the first penalty. I think it was definitely stupid because Domi's had a few stupid penalties.
Yeah, he got a boarding call.
Yes, you're right. Ekman Larson wires the puck over the glass, which, trust me, sometimes you just can't help. You try and go up the glass and you go up a foot over it, but like,
at
come
that
on.
point too, like I think there was 5 penalties in the first period.
It was 5 or 4. Yeah.
I think that was the fifth. That was the fifth one. And at that point, you've now, like, you're gassed. Like, that first period sucks.
Yeah. And also your top skilled guys like Nylander, he's not getting the ice, so he's not getting warmed up. He's not PK, or obviously Matthews and Marner getting out there, but now they're tired, and now their balance between him and Nylander are off because Nylander doesn't PK, so he's off the ice for 4 or 5 minutes at a time, and Matthews and Marner are gassed when it becomes 5-on-5.
Let's talk about Willie real quick.
We got glaze him for game 1 and 2. We really do.
But, like, yesterday, I'm sitting there. Taylor goes in the shower because I was yelling at, like, well, not because I was yelling at the TV, but I was not happy. And then I'm sitting there, and it's like third period. I think there was like 7 minutes left. And Willie gets the puck, and he goes, and he looks like he's going to, like, go, like, try to enter the zone. And he just does a loop around. And out of nowhere, he just leaves McCabe, and I think it was McCabe and Tanev.
2-on-1, yeah.
Yeah, leaves him out fucking to dry. And, like, if you're McCabe, like, McCabe definitely played it a little too deep. Like, if he didn't... But at that point, you're thinking Bennett's going to pass that, in my opinion. You're thinking he's going to pass... You don't think he's going to fucking dipsy-doodle around.
Yeah.
And, like, for Wall, there's not much you can do there.
No, the guy's coming full speed, and he pulls the brake. You're already in that position. He kind of froze you. But, yeah, it was Tanev backing up. And I think you can see and hear... Tanev like yelling and pointing like take the man, and McCabe was so gassed because they were kind of cycling it all in the offensive zone that he just went straight head down forward, and Bennett just pulled off a good move and scored, and that was the kick in the dick. And yeah, Willie, game 1 and 2 was awesome. It's crazy this thing at 1 point as a Leaf we had the leading playoff scorer, which was pretty cool. Like game 1 and 2 he was our ace. He was insane. Game 2, he was really good, or game 3 as well. Yeah, just game 4, I don't think anyone shined besides Wolves. I think all our skaters were kind of shit. And again, I thought this was going to be a game where it's like, hey, like it's only 1-0. If we get a bounce, yeah. And just our power play ever since early Ottawa series has just been so poo. All of our best chances against Bob, or all our goals has been just shooting a puck from everywhere, find a bounce. And, at times, Tavares had a goal against Florida, I think game 3 or game 4, or game 3, where Martin at the point just fires it on net. Tavares finds a rebound. It's happened multiple times. Like, every goal in the game, like, Nye's goal in game 3, just fired on net, found a rebound. Like, Tavares, wraparound, like, everything. Amount of times we've just fired the puck on net. Tavares' goal in game 2, I'm pretty sure, or Pacioretty's goal in game 2, just fire it at the net.
Reminded me of watching the Leafs like 7 years ago where you're just sitting there and you just scream and shoot it. I was sitting there yesterday and I was like, can we put the puck on the fucking net?
And trust me, as guys watching TV, I know I understand that it's not that simple. The guys block fucking everything. It's so hard to find a lane, and you want to make sure you get that puck to the net. But there's definitely instances where I'm like, you could have shot that puck.
Dude.
Like, there's no chance.
I don't want a Monday morning quarterback, these NHL players, considering I've never played hockey organized. But, like, fuck me. It was. We didn't get to double-digit shots until middle part of the second period.
I know.
And the second period was probably...
Yeah.
Or no, well, I guess you could say the third, other than the one goal, was probably our best period.
Yeah. I want to break down a lot of the Leafs in a sec here. Quickly at the end, Domi hit from behind on Barkov. Definitely a dirty play. People were saying, like, call for a head, suspension. That was not suspension, in my opinion. Like, definitely dirty. If he would have hit because Barkov didn't hit the boards, I don't think. It was definitely from behind. It was definitely a bit harder, and he definitely knew that was definitely intent. He knew it was Barkov. He knew it was 2 seconds left, right? That was like, he knew what he was doing, right? But he didn't. He hit him from behind, and he went down. He didn't hit the boards. If he was, like, flying to the boards, that's probably a sussy. But, like, no, he got the max. We found out earlier today. It wasn't like a big decision. It was like pretty quick. It was like, yeah, maximum fine, $5,000. See you later. Like, I thought the Kulikov hit on Marner was 10 times worse. And Berube said that this morning. He's like, I thought the Kulikov hit was 10 times worse. You completely chicken winged him right in the head. Like, you tell me what's
That's
worse.
what you could tell the entire game. They were just going at Marner the entire time, and then after the game too, like as the game was ending, Kachuk leans over the boards and is telling Willie he's gonna go at Willie. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see the Domi hit. I turned it off once Bennett scored.
Yeah, and dude, I am not scared of Matthew Kachuk. I'll be honest. Like, again, I'm not on the ice. He's fought once in the past 3 years, and it was in the Four Nations. He hasn't actually had a fight with Florida, if I'm not... I looked at hockeyfights.com, that's actually a website that tracks everyone's fights, and I didn't see a fight in a Florida jersey. He's dirty, and he might get you with an elbow. He's also recorded as the slowest player in the NHL. It was him and Pat Maroon. I'm not... Yeah, sure, you can cross-check, you can slash you in the head, elbow. Okay, fine, we'll take the suspension. I don't give a shit. And by the way, Nylander's over 200 pounds. Like, even though he's not like a physical guy, he has 13 hits... I'm not too worried about him getting kind of bullied around there. And this is why my favorite player, and I know Nylander has all the points, the player who I think has been the best is Matthew Knies. Like, dude, the fact that he saw him chirping Nylander, saying, I'm going to get you, Knies walked in, he's like, oh, how about you get me? I'm 230 pounds. Knies would ragdoll the fucking shit out of Kachuk. He's a lefty. He beat the shit out of White Cloud middle of the season. Like, Kachuk's he's a rat. He's a dirty player. He's effective as hell. But Knies would beat the living shit out of Kachuk. No question about that.
Yeah, it's just huge Game 5. It's nice that they get 2 days break.
Yeah, I think people are saying, oh, it's huge for release. This is big for Florida, too. They played a lot of hockey the past 3 seasons, so them getting rest as well. Because they definitely have guys who are banged up. Like, Kachuk has done nothing. He had a good pass to Verhaeghe, but I mean, it was a 5-on-3 wide open. I'm not going to say that was all him. Like, it was just a 5-on-3 wide open there.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was. But, like, other than that, he hasn't really done much. Barkov's been really good defensively on the draws and everything. He had the 1 goal in Game 2. Reinhardt's looked good. I still think Marchand's been their best player. But, yeah, so Game 5's huge. I want to break down a few leagues. I want to get on the other series, too, but this is a big moment for us. And by the time this drops, it'll be the eve of Game 5. So I think, even though we've let in some goals, I think our defense has been phenomenal. I can't really ask more from our defense. McCabe and Tanev have been warriors. Chris Tanev has been getting beaten up. He's had the most hits taken, and he has the most blocks by like 30. Like, it's ridiculous.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Even yesterday, every single time the announcer's like, and another block shot by, Chris Tanev.
Like, there it is. Yeah.
There it is.
And, like, people want to shit on Riley, too. He hasn't been the best. But, like, that one game where he had the hat trick where he had 2 goals off him and he scored, I actually thought he played okay. I thought him and Carlo played okay. And Benny and Ekman-Larsson, I think our D pairing has not been the issue.
Been actually pretty good, too.
Dude, he fucking killed Reinhardt last night. Holy shit.
It literally made me...
It came out of nowhere.
It made me out loud go, holy fucking shit. Because especially on a power play, and you're a forward and you're down, under the net, you're not expecting to get crushed like that. And
no, PKers, you don't really want to hit too much because then you're creating an odd man situation, even more of an odd man situation. But yeah, I think our D-core has been great. Even though they have points, it's our top guys, and specifically, it's our captain, Austin Matthews. He has 0 goals in anything past the first round, and so at 9 games, he last scored in Game 6 in Ottawa, which was a clutch goal for sure. He's definitely battling something. He didn't practice the eve of, so he didn't practice yesterday.
Yeah.
Which I think is more common than people think. I remember when Landeskog hit their Stanley Cup final run, which was like his last series before the injury or whatever. He didn't practice all playoffs. It's pretty normal. Guys banged up, like, hey, I'm going to save myself for the game. That's pretty normal. He's obviously battling something. I don't know if it's his back still or his wrist. He's had wrist issues. If I had to guess, it's his back, because I think that's what he dealt with during the season. But, dude, like, it's not like he hasn't looked good. It doesn't look like he's not showing any effort. He's definitely trying. He's bodying guys. It's just he's also misses the net more than anyone I've ever fucking seen. It's insane. And that sick pass that McCabe made cross ice to Matthews. Like, again, I was a defenseman. Like, either one time that or like it's just he has to bear down more. Now he's squeezing the stick a little too tight.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like he bobbled the pass a bit, and he's like, like the thing that's shitty, or not shitty, is like his 2-way play has been like great. Like
I can't say nothing about it. Like it's unbelievable. We didn't pay $13 million for a Philip Deneau. Philip Deneau. We're paying you for
you need someone to
yeah,
fucking score goals,
yeah.
and especially in
It's
a game like that where it's like, okay, Waller's playing crazy. It's a 1-0
yeah,
game going into the third. You have 20 minutes, bear down and fucking get one.
yeah,
And be a captain of the team. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, your two-way play can be great, and you can have a bunch of assists, and
At some
whatever.
point,
But at
like
some point,
yeah.
you gotta tuck some.
Like people are like, oh, like he's pointing game though. It's like I don't care. I don't care. Like yes, you have a ton of assists. Willie Mar, all these guys are scoring, but like we're paying you 13.5 or 13.2, whatever, top 2 in the league, top 3 in the league. We didn't pay that money, like I just said, for a Philip Deneau, who's like an unbelievable two-way center, unbelievable defensive centerman. We didn't pay for that plus the 70 goals you scored last year. So you have to be better. Again, the effort's there. He definitely is trying. He's definitely not dogging it and being complaining and everything. It's just you have to bear down a little bit here. Nylander, obviously, he leads our team in points. I can't really rag him on too much because he basically won our games 1 and 2. Definitely streaky at times. Defensively not the best, but I can't really dog on too much. He leads our team in points, and he's producing.
You could tell yesterday when I think Riley was coming down the middle and pause.
Yeah, he made the pass and he came down the slot and he passed for dip. Yeah,
and Nylander, like afterwards they showed a replay of it and he just like stood there for a second and kind of hung his head, and I was like, okay, if you're in the middle of the season and like you're not fighting for playoff spots or whatever, and it's like kind of like dog days of like the season, I get it, but. And I get the passion of, like, you want the puck, and, like, the whole clip came out of, like, just give me the fucking puck.
Yeah,
and,
last year. Yeah.
Whatever. But, like, man.
We almost scored on that play. Riley made a great tip, and the guy actually tipped it, but Bob made the save. And honestly, the defenseman's stick was kind of in that lane. So I don't hate the play Riley.
You have to have a short-term memory. Like, you have to have such a short-term memory, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, so that's... And Marner... He's been good. He hasn't been great, in my opinion. And Biz said it on the podcast. I'm listening to Chick List now. Power play, you definitely notice. I mean, our power play hasn't been the greatest, but I think Martin's been okay on it. But 5-on-5, he hasn't done a ton. Definitely makes plays. PK, again, our power kill for the 5-on-3 basically they scored on. It was like right at the end of it. Our PK for that first period was dominant. Like, we were not giving him anything. But I would like a little more from Marner, a little more from him. But again, I think Nye's been our best player. Like, obviously that breakaway that I was like, oh my God, this would be the moment. Like, that would be insane. But
I mean, it's so tough because, like, he had the one against Ottawa, and then he had the other one, like the last one against Florida. And it's like, okay, at some point, I think you get in your own head. You're like, he used not the exact same move, but kind of the same move both times. And so I think he was trying to catch Bobrovsky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they've noticed that Bob's glove isn't the best. They've always tried to go high, and that's why Matthews is skying the puck, because his glove isn't the best as an elite goalie. If not, maybe one of the best, but he's still obviously one of the best in the league. But that's why he's been skying the puck, because that's why they said that. That's why Nye, I think Nye even said on his breakaway goal, he went to the forehand backhand. He said like they know to go high on this guy. But yeah. Game 5, when you watch this, it will be tonight, or at least at that night. This is a must-win. I don't feel confident going into Florida. it's a must-win. And what I would say is, what Florida has done best, and what I think Charles D has been awesome for how much they've been battered. I don't care. Just dump the puck and hit them every chance they get. Play their don't play their style of game. Play your own game, but your own game, the Brube style, is forechecking hard. Because no matter what, Florida is hitting our defensemen every single fucking chance. We need to do the same. I know, again, play your style game, but our style game is that. So I think we have to get to our game early. Don't take stupid penalties. And if they want to go at Domi, let them go at you. Let them go at him, honestly. And Willie will be fine. I'm not really too worried about Kachuk. Just play your game. I know they're listening. So hopefully we get the Game 5 win. But that was our longest we've ever talked about just the Leafs. That was pretty insane, but there's a lot to talk about. And you know what? It's last year's we haven't really been able to talk about. The fact that we're 2-2 to second round against a cup-winning team, we're in a good spot. I'm happy as a Leafs fan. We're 2000 born Leaf fans. We haven't seen this in a while. Like, we don't remember 04, 02, 03, those legendary runs, right? We don't remember Dick. So this is awesome for us. I'm excited. It's a good time. It's stressful as hell. I feel I'm a puke during the entire game.
Dude,
but it's great times.
I thought I was going to throw up yesterday. It's horrible.
But it's exciting times. Like, we haven't witnessed this as Leaf fans. No. So it's awesome. Quick note at the end of this little Leaf breakdown. Florida's been awesome. It's been a great series. I hate to dog on them. They probably have the worst, like, atmosphere in a playoffs I've ever seen.
I saw someone who was posting about, like, atmospheres in, like, all the teams in the second round. In Florida and Vegas were both low. Vegas
is way better than Florida. That's crazy.
He had Vegas, like, I think Vegas.
I've been to a Vegas game in the middle of the season. It was incredible.
And I think Vegas is pretty good. But, like, even the Florida fans yesterday, like, they're, like, waving goodbye to the Leafs fans as they were leaving and stuff like that. And
you see that Leaf fan waving bye to Rodriguez as he left the game? Dude, that was crying. I was like, dude, he's fucking leaving the game.
That happened, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah.
He's not with us.
I don't know. I agree. Like, I think number one atmosphere has got to be Winnipeg. Like, the whiteout.
Winnipeg, Montreal, to me, that's no one's even close. And by the way, we're the yacht club. But we're definitely better than Florida. Dude, before Game 3, their first home game in the second round, you couldn't even tell it was a playoff game.
No, it was ridiculous.
It was not. And by the way, we're just finding ways to pick on them. But I just want to say that it was not very good.
Also, the guy who they had sing the national anthem last night, this was in my penalty box. But we need to normalize sports teams just having a dedicated national anthem singer. And
the Leafs do, and she's awesome.
Exactly. You can bring in choirs. You can bring in, like,
harmonicas.
I'm all for that shit. The harmonica thing was wild. But, like, I think it was the Winnipeg game. Yeah, the Winnipeg-Dallas game. The Dallas girl they had singing, Taylor was plugging her ears. She was
she was horrible. She was horrible. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, stick with one person. By the way, Florida fans chanting USA after winning the game. I understand it's USA versus Canada. Your best player, you have 18 Canadians on your team. I understand Kachuk's American, but Barkov's Finnish, Marchand, Reinhart, Ekblad, all Canadian. Rahagi, he's from Waterdown, I'm pretty sure, right near us. I do want to quickly talk about this Doug Sifu guy, who's a partner and vice chairman of the Florida Panthers. Did you see his tweet last night? Don't read the document. I want to read it to you. It's pretty fucked up. He said, "Eat shit, 51st state, anti-Semite loser, Israel now and forever, until ever last Hamas rat is eliminated." I don't even know. He said a lot of shit there. So he's the chairman and vice. He's like his partner in the Florida Panthers.
Wait. What? He's calling Canada anti-Semitic?
Yeah, and 51st state, and he brought up Israel and Hamas and everything. Maybe I shouldn't even brought it up because I'm not educated on that, but I thought that was pretty fucked up, and that guy was definitely feeling it after the game for.
Okay, we don't get political, but real quick, did you see Trump and Carney in the White House?
That's hilarious. Carbon tax Carney?
My quote of the year for 2025 is Carney saying Canada will never be the 51st state, and Donald just looks and goes, "Never say never."
All right, we gotta get to these other series now, but that was a pretty fun Leafs breakdown for like 40 minutes. Washington, Carolina. Carolina's up 2-1. Their game is tonight, or at least Monday night. Will be released this Monday morning. I'll be honest, this series has been fucking boring as hell. Like I try to watch the games. I'll watch the game tonight. I placed a small bet on them, but I don't know. Tom Wilson's been awesome. I think he's been an incredible player for them. Carolina, I think I had Washington 5. I just thought they were too big, too strong. I thought they just bully Carolina, but Carolina, they're the opposite. They're just too fast. They can't keep up. Ovechkin's minutes are way down.
Sand in their skates.
Yeah, and that game 1 loss is tough. They led 1-0 for so long. Logan Thompson's been awesome. I think he's been their MVP. Him and Wilson. I think both they've been really, really good. and 1-0, and then they tied it late, and Slavin shot from the point. So that was a stinker. But then Washington came out game 2. But yeah, I haven't paid too much attention to this series. I think it's why Chicklets have barely talked about it this episode. So they're like, I do not care. I truly think whoever wins short of Florida will destroy them, but I've been wrong on a lot of predictions, so I don't fucking know. Yeah, Carolina's too fast. Washington, Ovechkin, like he got bullied, not bullied, but he just got pushed around. He's so gassed. I don't know.
Fuck over
he
by
did.
Brent Burns.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. All right, I want to get on to that's all we got on that series. I don't really have much else. They play Monday. I don't really give a shit. Dallas, Winnipeg. This has been a fun series. Dallas up 2-1. Mikko Rantanen is just putting his nuts on the table. Game 1, Hellebuyck wasn't the best. I can't remember the score. I think it was like 4-1 or something like that. Just wasn't the best.
Yeah, it was.
Game 2, Winnipeg dominated 4-0 win. Ehlers had like 3 points. Scheifele back. Morrissey. So Morrissey was back for game 2. Robertson was back for game 1 for Dallas. I haven't really noticed him too much. Heiskanen is still out. But Scheifele and Morrissey were back for game 2. Hellebuyck dominated 4-0 win. I was like, oh my god, like this team's fully healthy. They may go on a run, lose game 3. But game 2, Morrissey misses 2 games, or basically because he got hurt early in game 7 and he missed game 1. In the first period, he played 10 minutes. He played half the period. I love Morrissey. But yeah, big win there. Game 3 was last night on Sunday. A lot of controversy in this game. It was pretty tight the whole game. First off, in game 3, Dallas's first goal in game 3 was the first goal in 14 that Rantanen didn't have a point on.
Good lord.
That first, because they got shut out in game 2, obviously. Game 1, he had the hat trick and he had a point on all the goals. And I think Elliot Friedman tweeted like that first goal in Dallas that Rantanen wasn't a part of was the first goal in 14 that he wasn't a part of.
That's crazy. The
fact that he makes 12 and they're talking about Marner making 14 is a joke.
Yeah.
An absolute fucking joke. But yeah, and then now, well, actually, we'll leave the kicking for the end of the Dallas. So the Marchman slash, it was definitely an interference or whatever it was, Scheifele on Marchman. Marchman gets up and just looks at the ref and just gives him a little bag tap. Just gives him a little tap on the shins or whatever. And the ref didn't even look. He wasn't even phased.
The ref was not. That surprised the fuck out of me.
Because that can give you 5 games. I remember Adam Henrique a few years ago. The ref dropped the puck without Henrique knowing, leaned over, gave him a little tap on the butt. Automatic was like 5-10 games. The fact is, this is playoffs. Maybe they're like, hey, maybe I missed that. Sure, but they could have really stewarded him. It's not like he's a hell of a player. But, like, yeah, I thought that was kind of fucked up. The ref didn't even look at him. He just kind of was like, all right, yeah, I got the little tap there, but I'm fine. But, yeah. Now, the controversial kicking goal. So this game was tied as this happened. It was Petrovic, the defenseman. He kicked the puck towards the net. Like, it was not like a direct soccer kick, but he deflected it, which you can, but there was definitely motion. And they admitted that there was kicking motion, but because if it goes off another player and in, it doesn't count. Or sorry, it will still count. It will still count. But if it goes off the goalie, and I think I'm so confused on this. They're trying to, so here. NHL rule number 37.4 states that a play that involves a puck entering the net as direct result of a distinct kicking motion shall be ruled no goal. But an attacking player has deliberately propelled the puck with a kick of his foot of skate that's really ended. Yeah, so that's what he did. But apparently because Hellebuyck propelled the puck in the net after the kick, that's why it counted.
Yeah, they said because the goalie's stick propelled the puck into the net because I guess the argument is that if Hellebuck's stick didn't hit the puck, it would have just went across the crease. But it's like he is falling down. I don't even think he was actually trying to, he's obviously trying to make a play on the puck, but I don't think he was trying to even hit it with his stick.
No, and Arneal was not happy. They told him, they kept saying the word propelled, and if you look, I'm looking at the rule book right now, it says nowhere it says propel.
Yes.
And if it just hits a stick or hits a body and goes in, that's no goal. So, and that, again, it was a tie game. Hellebuyck was actually playing great, but that just deflated them, and Dallas just took it over. So, Yeah, and they when do they play? I think they play Tuesday. I think they play tomorrow. But yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow. 'Cause I think Winnipeg actually played all right. But fuck, dude, Dallas. The fact that they're doing this without the number one defenseman, and the fact that they can get him back in the conference finals, like this team is scary. And the fact that Rantanen's playing like McDavid right now is a joke. He had 2 straight hat tricks. I think he still leads the playoffs in scoring. He's a problem.
They look insane.
And then final series, it's in Vegas. Edmonton is up 2-1 with another just backbreaker loss for Edmonton in Game 3. So Game 1, there's a late game comeback. And I've been texting Emerson about this, the last week's guest who had the best lighting I've ever seen in a video. If Edmonton can get depth scoring, that's a problem. Like that's always been their issue. Connor Brown's been awesome. Trent Frederick, his X factor, has played solid too.
They set a record. They set a record for most postseason comeback wins.
Really, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I think it was 5 games in a row. Or I think it was most. I might be wrong on consecutive, but I think it was most consecutive comeback wins in the postseason.
Wow, there you go.
And I think it was 5 games in a row they came back and won.
Jesus. Yeah, so Game 1, big win there. Game 2, pretty similar. I wrote down, I thought Leon and McDavid were pretty invisible till overtime. They didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, you could say, like, oh, McDavid had a point. But it's like, okay, but McDavid should be getting 2 points a game. Like, realistically, he should be getting 2 points a game. He's that good. So we hold high expectations. Leon looked slow. He didn't do anything. Then overtime, poor Jack Eichel. Just McDavid comes out, you pour full fucking speed. Great pass. Dude, Corey Perry, he has turned back the clock. He has horrible boots. He barely can skate, but he just finds a fucking way. And he looked awesome. He's just exactly what they needed. And there's a nice little tap pass to McDavid who's going 40 miles an hour. And Eichel didn't know what the fuck to do. And he just turned him inside out. It was actually, if you look at the slow motion, it's so disgusting, that play. And then he fed Draisaitl, who's done dick all game, wide open net, 2-0. And McDavid was pumped after that one because they know they kind of stole that one. So,
yeah.
And then Game 3, I didn't watch a ton because I was at the club. But the morning of Game 3, we were in the car on the drive up and we saw that Skinner's playing Game 3. And I was like, oh boy. And I thought it was to get his confidence back. But no, Pickard apparently was shaken up after Game 2 from a knee collision or something. And I wrote down, I said Pickard is a fraud. I wrote that down. Which he kind of is. It's the same thing with the Brady Tkachuk type thing I did in round 1. He's a great goalie, and he's definitely been a big reason why they've kind of went on this streak since the LA series. But like, I saw a Sportsnet graphic, and it said, Pickard is him. Okay. He was 6-0 at that time, which obviously insane, right? His goals against average was 3, and his save percentage was below 89. I'm sorry, 6-0 winning is the most important thing.
Yeah,
Trust me, I understand that. But don't act like these wins are solely on him. McDavid and Draisaitl have like got during the LA series, they get 2-3 points a game. Bouchard was awesome. Their depth's been awesome. Maybe it's a more vote of confidence. It's helping the team. But the fact that I saw a graphic that said Pickard is him when the goals against average was fucking 3 is pathetic.
That's tough. It's tough.
But yeah.
The 0.4 seconds.
That was tough. And that's just lazy play. I have a big bet on Edmonton tonight. I think I have a bet that I'll talk about it right now because it's my lock of the week. By the way, I think we both lost last week. So I'm 3 for 14, you're 4 for 13 still. But my lock here, I'll bring it up. I did my bet the farm too. Let's see. Because I think they're pissed about they're pissed about how that one ended. That's just a stinker. And I looked this up. So the last 4 road playoff games for Vegas. Game 4 versus Minnesota, third period comeback, Ivan Barbashev, OT winner. Game 6 versus Minnesota, they clinched series with a late Mark Stone goal at the last 2 minutes. Then Game 3, Edmonton, 2-goal comeback late in the series, or late in the game, Riley Smith game winner. So they're finding ways to win on the road. This would be huge for Edmonton.
I didn't even think the puck went in. I thought the puck hit the top crossbar and bounced out.
We're at the bar, and we're like, whatever, it's 0.4. I'm like, oh my God, like that puck went in. You see the play full move, you think like it just hit the crossbar or something, move out. You see the slow motion, like, oh, that's game. That's game.
The announcers killed me. They're like, Vegas is celebrating like they've won and the goal is going to stand, and then they show the replay, and he's like, the goal is going to stand. Vegas has won.
Yeah, but okay, well, my bet's not showing up now. That is a problem. Oh, yeah, I got it. Sorry, I got it. Yeah. It's McDavid over 1.5, Draisaitl over 1.5, but I actually have Aiden Hill over 25.5 saves because I think Edmonton's going to be coming on all firing all cylinders. $5 to win 31. Yeah, I think I know it's 2 points for the top dogs, but they're mad about that game. Draisaitl, even with the 0-2 winner, I don't think he's been phenomenal this series, so I think they need him to step up, and I think that's going to be a big one. That's where we stand in the hockey playoffs. I don't know if you have a note to bring on for those 4 games. Or 4 series. Quickly, draft lottery happened Monday night, the night that we recorded last time. The fucking Islanders. Huh?
I thought I was watching bingo. I was like, what the fuck is this?
So going into it, I was very excited, and I thought it was a really cool experience. End of the day, go back to what you're doing. I think it was a huge flop. I hated it.
Dude,
at times there was anticipation, but so here's how it works. So obviously each team has different odds. San Jose had the best odds at like 18, then Chicago at 15, yada yada yada. And that's how many odds. So it's a 4-number combination. So San Jose has the most 4-number combinations that would win them the first overall pick. So that's why when it was the first roll was say a 9, they're like, okay, all these teams have 9. That's why the percentage changed. Next roll's a 17. Oh, these all changed. Oh my God, like Utah moved all the way up or whatever, like here. And then it was a 12 or whatever. And that's why on the names, like, these are the numbers this team needs for it to be them.
Okay, that makes
sense.
But
what I'm confused about, which again, I think just go back to what it was. Flip the cards, tell us. I don't really care about the bingo anymore. I don't give a shit. But what I was confused is, so when the first overall pick was named, then they do the lottery for the second overall pick. And after the 3 numbers, it was solidified that Utah had the 4th pick. And I'm not a math guy. I once was, not anymore. Math over the head. I don't get how if the 4 picks aren't in how the team solidified as the 4th pick when they're doing the lottery for the 2nd pick. And I'm even going to attempt to break it down. We're entering uncharted territory right now.
He's in a blender. I also just thought it was horrible that like they were like, okay, we're gonna keep doing the numbers here, but we're gonna go over to whoever the fucking GM or owner of the fucking Islanders was, and they had like the little box in the corner of like the bingo thing, and I literally looked and I was like, man, I swear it's like we're watching fucking bingo right now. Like,
yeah, it's horrible. It was bad. It was bad.
It's like they're talking to fucking Betty who just won $70 at a fucking Tuesday night bingo.
I was so excited for it too, but now it's just not good. But break it down. Islanders, they jumped from like 11 to 1. Huge for them. Likely going to pick Schaefer. There's a top 5 prospect who is from Long Island, but I think you'd be crazy to take him at 1. He's a heck of a player, James Higgins. He was predicted 1 at the beginning of the season, but he's had like a kind of not a tough season, but he's not like the number 1 player in my opinion anymore. So I think they take the defenseman Schaefer. But maybe closer to the draft, I'll give more of a breakdown to why I think. San Jose did end up with pick number 2. Chicago pick number 3. Utah 4, they jumped quite a bit. And then the rest of the teams were kind of pretty similar. We'll kind of break down maybe, or at least I'll break down my mock draft because I know you don't know Dick. How many draft prospects can you name going to this draft?
You just said Higgins from...
Yep. He plays for BC.
Schaefer.
Yep. He's probably number 1.
Probably is, dude.
Welcome to a hockey podcast. We don't know, Dick.
This is a tough time of year.
Yeah.
This is a tough time of year for me.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You broke down the NFL draft pretty good. I'll do the same for the NHL. But yeah, that's where we stand. I'm very excited for that. Last note in hockey, unless you had something else. Quinville is back in the NHL to Anaheim. Obviously, we won't get into details about the Cal Beach situation and everything. You definitely seem like him and Kyle have been talking a lot, and he's in a good place, and he got the okay to rejoin the NHL. I think he's learned his lesson. I think Anaheim's a great fit for them. He's tough, but he also lets the young guys play. He had Chicago when they were really young. They're the dynasty. Anaheim's going to be really good. I think they have a great future with a bunch of top prospects. So I think it's a good place for them, especially since their old coach was just a complete prick, it seemed like, and Jans hated him, Cronin. So I think it's a good spot. Quinville's tough, but he can sense, like if okay, maybe I'm actually pushing this guy a little too much. So I don't really have that much for hockey. There's not much for NFL if you want to head over to the NFL right now.
I'll start breaking down the NFL since you do so much talking for the hockey. Gabe Davis gets released. It's a little surprising, to me at least. I thought the Jags would have tried to let it ride for another year. I think we talked about this too before with him. Like, he's great in bursts, but his skill really is like run blocking and blocking after like a catch is made. I was a little surprised. I wouldn't hate if Buffalo brought him back. He's gonna get picked up by a team, probably like a younger team too. But
imagine the Bengals sign him. The Bengals are just a disarray of an organization right now. I think that'd be funny.
The bigger news. George Pickens gets traded.
That was crazy.
I mean, it's great for Dallas. I think it really
was a third and a fifth. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Considering their receiver, that they really needed an actual identifiable wide receiver too. I think him getting a change of scenery, going somewhere where it sounds like he already is like excited to join, and even if you get him on like a 1-year deal where like he's a rental for a year, you're still gonna get trade value back for him.
Yeah.
He's going to be an asset. He's great on the deep threat. He's going to open up CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's going to open him up. It just depends on who they have throwing the ball to him. But like for the Steelers, it's like, okay, well, you don't have a quarterback. You traded for DK, and in my head, I was like, okay, well, you don't have a great quarterback, but like you have 2 amazing wide receivers who can go up and get the ball. Sweet. Like, and then you make this trade, and it just doesn't really make sense to me too much. But yeah,
I heard Tomlin and him didn't get along. I really heard that Tomlin pushed him out. He did not want him there anymore.
Yeah, I've kind of figured that's what it was. But, good for the Steelers if they wanted him out that bad. I think he's an amazing wide receiver. I think he could be a wide receiver 1 on a bunch of different teams. But having him kind of as a wide receiver 2 underneath someone who's been in the league for a little longer, a storied franchise in Dallas, like they're not going to deal with a lot of that shit. Like obviously they've dealt with, some bullshit here and there, but like they're not going to deal with like people yelling. And they got a new coach in. Like I think it's going to be good for Dallas overall. I think we talked about this last week with Jeff Ulbricht's son. And
we talked about the prank calling. We didn't really talk about the fine and everything like that.
No, but like, dude,
I think it's a little. To me, I think it's a little much. I don't know. I think what that kid is. Yeah,
the organization got fined $250,000, and he got fined $100,000 himself.
I think it's stupid. What that kid did was stupid. Let's just reiterate. He did. Apparently, it happened a bunch around the league. Apparently, other guys, apparently Mason Graham got it as well. Other guys got it. But they said this on the Brilliantly Dumb show too. I think Mikey addressed it. They're kids being kids. Like it's a stump, and he's gonna learn from his mistakes. And apparently, I don't know much about Jeff Ulbrich. Apparently, he was a tough player, a tough coach, and he'll definitely bring the fucking hand down with his son. $250,000 and $100,000 fine. Like, I understand that the draft is huge for a lot of these players, and it's life-changing money, and, like, you're teasing them, stuff like that. End of the day, like, it's kids being kids. Like, they're going to make fucking mistakes. Like, that's just, to me, it's way too much.
People who wanted him to be charged and all this shit.
My God, give me a break.
Yeah. Let's go back to when you were 20 or 19 years old and see what you were doing. You probably could have got charged for some of the shit that you did. So
yeah, like we've all fucking done stupid. I'm not saying you can't be held accountable, but there's difference way of being held accountable. $100,000 fine towards your dad, and then $500,000 towards your organization that had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, like. So how do you get the number? He got through his dad or something? Like he snuck through or something?
All of the coaches, all of like the coordinators and everything have the phone numbers on like they have like a catalog of phone numbers of the prospects that they're most likely going to be. Like I'm sure they probably have just a catalog of them all.
Yeah, yeah.
They probably have a certain catalog of the prospects that they're looking at. And I guess the dad left the iPad, like Jeff Ulbrich left the iPad on the counter. Son went through it, which like also Jeff Ulbrich, older guy.
Yeah.
Gonna leave if my dad was a coordinator in the NFL and he left his iPad on the counter and it had Josh Allen's number on it, the first thing I'm doing is calling Josh Allen.
Dick pic, yeah.
Well, all right, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
probably.
You said it.
But yeah, it just seems a little wild.
It was just much. It's just I think Mikey Bear down he said it perfectly. It's just like it's kids we've all made stupid mistakes in our 20s and the teens. Like it's just that much money. I don't know why. Yeah, not much money. I just wanted to bring that up. Again, you gotta be held accountable. It was stupid again because a lot of these guys getting drafted, it's life-changing money, but they came from nothing. So I understand that this can be serious. Maybe they think they're getting their future changed. They're trying to get it out and stuff because it apparently happened a lot of times. Apparently, it wasn't just the big dogs; those guys later in the draft too. Like, I think it was a little too much. But yeah, move on from that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain the Bengals rookie thing because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see much about this.
So Bengals rookie Shamar Stewart, I think he's a D lineman. I'm not sure. Actually, I should. This is where inexperienced. I should probably look up where he was drafted or when he was drafted. So, he was their first round pick. He was their first round pick. The end. He was not happy with the rookie contract he was offered, and he's going to hold out of camp and mini camp until he's satisfied with the contract. And I just think it's just cherry on top with what's happening with the Bengals right now. You wrote down about Trey Hendrickson too, which you can talk about more. It's just, I don't know.
Dude, some of these rookies, like, did you see Abdul Carter?
He wanted to wear
Lawrence Taylor's.
One of the best defensive players of all time's number. And he's like, go fuck yourself, basically. Right?
And, like, good on Lawrence Taylor. It's like, and there were some people who were making arguments for it of, like, he wore 11 at Penn State. That is wildly different. Like, yes, 11 at Penn State, very big number, very big jersey. Michael Parsons wore it. Some people wore it. To ask Lawrence Taylor if you can wear his number as a rookie. Like, these I think yes, we were born in the 2000s, we're young. But the world with these kids is getting to a point where it's like, yes, there is an entitlement problem, and I sound like an old man saying this, but it's like, you have to have respect. Like, dude, if I got drafted to any NFL team and say I was a first-round pick or a second-round pick or, like, first overall pick, I get in, the first thing I'm doing, I'm introducing myself to all the staff, I'm going around, like, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I brought up, but, like, manners, all of that shit, pleases, thank yous, holding the door for people. Dude, you hold the door for someone nowadays, this shit gets me fired up. They are so grateful and thankful that you'd hold the door. Like, even to the point where, like, sometimes I hold the door maybe when the person's a little far away or something. And, like, I've heard it from, like, my fiance and stuff. It's like, we don't have to do that. And then even if the person starts, like, running towards the door, I always say, no, it's my decision to hold the door. Like, you don't need to run. You don't need to rush. I get it. Thank you. But it's, like, just no manners, no fucking wherewithal of, like, where you're at in life. I don't go into a new company and is like, hey, give me everything. I'm running the show, fucking blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, you're a standout talent. You're really good. But earn your stripes. Earn your fucking stripes.
He also had a sack and a half last year, so it's not like they're bringing in one of the best. Like, it wasn't like a top 5 pick. Even then, it wouldn't be. Like, I don't know. I didn't see the contract. Maybe it's like it is completely laughable, but I don't know. There's a pretty standard contract you get as a first round pick. Like, there's obviously, Caleb Williams got like fucking like 25 million last year or whatever. But like, there's a pretty standard first rounder
you get
contract.
Signing bonuses, and so like, I'm sure the signing bonus was good, but I'm sure it's probably like the money. But like, this is the whole thing. It's like, you're not in the league. Yes, you played in college. You're amazing. Whatever. You're amazing in college. You're a big fish in college football, big pond. But you're a big fish in a little pond compared to the NFL. The NFL is like a fucking ocean where it's a revolving door of talent. If you are not ready, or you're not, like, if you're going to hold out on your rookie contract, first of all, that says a lot about you. Second of all, it says a lot about, like, your willingness to actually be a team player. Like, do you think Shamar Stewart is going to carry the Bengals to a fucking playoff win? No, it's going to be Joe Burrow. It's going to be Jamar Chase. It's going to be maybe Trey Hendrickson if the Bengals can fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, like, for you to sit there on your high horse as a rookie in the NFL or a rookie in any league, right? Rookie in the NFL, you have to be grateful. Like, we've talked about it a lot. It's like rookies in the NHL don't just immediately go to the league. They go to these other leagues. They get more experience.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be grateful for the fact that you get to play 4 years in college. You get to have the best years of your life with people think you're a fucking god.
And now get paid. and now
now you're getting paid. I mean, they're getting paid in college now, but like before,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of this money is generational money to a lot of these players.
Yeah.
A lot of these players, football is their path, right? And it's like, just have some fucking respect.
Yeah. And seeing all these guys, how these guys act, like obviously the Shedeur Sanders thing and all that, it make me love like Jackson Dart even more. All these clips that have come out about him, like obviously introducing himself to the press conference guys, that was awesome. Then seeing that like clip of the behind the scenes they posted of him and Dable looked like he fell in love. Like Dable's like a football guy. Like he's like John Gruden type like esque, and he just sniped every answer they had his way. And
I told you.
Obviously, like you see clips like on Twitter, you see 10 seconds, like, oh, what a throw! It's like, yeah, like he could have had 10 bad ones previous it, but that play I only saw recently. He read the play, he did that quick, cool little flip in his hands, and then he chucked like a 60-yard.
Like.
Apparently Sanders has looked good too. Apparently him and Gabriel have been battling it out, and fuck that reporter who chirped Gabriel saying I'm taller than him or whatever.
Dude, I also saw something, and the guy posted on Twitter, and he's like, this is why no one wanted to draft Shedeur. Because Kevin Stefanski is now having to answer questions after practice about why Shedeur's not getting first reps over Dylan Gabriel, and Dylan Gabriel is.
Because Gabriel's drafted before Shedeur. Like, shut the fuck up.
If you're the Browns, that's what happens when you draft two quarterbacks in this fucking same NFL draft. It happens, yes, but you don't take two high-profile quarterbacks, in my opinion. I'm not an NFL GM. I don't get paid.
I've never seen it before. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. It just seems like some of these teams in the NFL are just in complete disarray. And, you know, exactly like with the Trey Hendrickson thing. Trey Hendrickson comes out and is like, we were talking, we were communicating, and there's been no communication since. It's like, man, I don't know. I can't slander the Bengals any more than I already have. You have a generational talented quarterback. You have two amazing wide receivers who you're able to pay. You have a crazy, crazy offense that is so explosive that can put 45 up on some of even the best defenses in the league. And you still are not willing to invest in your defense, where it's like you just lost Sam Hubbard, who I think was not great. Like, he was good. He was really good. Kind of just a benchmark team guy.
Yeah.
Really, really good at stuffing the run, good in pass rush. You know, but it's like, just invest a little bit more. And for Bengals fans who want to come after me and say, oh, this, that, and about the Bills and all this shit, it's like, yeah, I get it, but Bills' mentality has been way different in the way that they've invested in their defense and the way the offense is set. The Bills' offense, they didn't take a fucking offensive player until like the 4th or 5th round. Like,
yeah,
you're investing.
You see Bean go off on that on the radio there,
and good for him, man.
I loved it.
They're gonna say that they want to say, oh, your wide receiver room's not boosted. We had one of the highest scoring offenses all of last year. You have an absolute unicorn freak of a quarterback. You have Khalil Shakir, who is a good receiver. I wouldn't say great yet.
Yeah.
You have Keon Coleman, who's a young receiver. You have James Cook, hopefully, who's, you know, I think is going to be a very, very good running back and will be with the Bills for a long time. And, like, you know, they're going to make plays. Yes, is Josh Allen going to throw some bad interceptions? 100%. Every quarterback does. You can't. Patrick Mahomes last year threw horrible interceptions. Every single quarterback in the NFL does. At the end of the day, you're playing against the best in the world of football players. You're going to make bad throws. You're going to make bad reads. You're going to have bad days. But, like, for guys to sit there and fucking harp on the Bills for not going out and getting a fucking a George Pickens or all this shit. It's like, fuck, like, first of all, George Pickens is probably not the name I should have thrown out there. But, like, for going out and getting a true wide receiver one, it's like, man,